don't want nobody to know. I don't ever want to say good job unless it's on camera.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear what I say when the camera's not rolling.
We're good. We're good.
Whoops.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Mike and Yago from the Conquerors International Strength Team. We are so excited because we are here in Wyoming, Michigan today for another episode of Meeting the Human Behind the Badge.
And today we're going to have a whole lot of fun because we're going to be doing some feats of strength. We're going to have some conversation, get to know Officer Shad. Officer Shad, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Officer Shad McGinnis with the Wyoming Police Department. I work in the Community Services Unit. Part of my job is public interaction, getting to meet great gentlemen like this, doing positive things in the community, try to carry out a positive image of the police department. So I'm really excited to be here today. I've seen some previous videos of these guys and I'm excited to see it live firsthand. So let's get at it.
Well, thank you. I want to thank you so much for you guys being willing to do something like this. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to the public. And we are going to have some fun. But before we have some fun, the Conquerors, we do very real, very dangerous feats of strength. We bend still, we smash bricks, we do a lot of really crazy fun things. And sometimes even we get injured. And so I have to say this before we do anything, before we go any further. Everything you're about to see is very real. And you can and probably will get injured if attempting feats of strength on your own. So please don't do it. Whatever you see us do, please don't do it. All right, now with all of that legal stuff out of the way, are you ready to have some fun?
I am. Let's do it.
All right, so for today's first feat of strength, we have a deck of cards. And we were talking with Officer McGinnis earlier, and we said, what feat of strength would you like to see done today? And he said he was really impressed by the deck of cards. So we have a full set of cards here. The jokers, everything's included, so would that be 54? I think we're at 54. So would you like to give it a try first?
Sure, I'll give it a shot here.
All right. So he's gonna give it a try, see if he can rip a deck of cards in half.
Come on, you can do it.
I did have breakfast this morning, so we should be good.
Yep. Piece of cake, man. Come on, come on,
Come on.
You got it.
Come on, come on.
Okay.
Incredibly.
These are definitely real, and I cannot even come close to beginning to do it.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take these into my hand and I'm gonna show Officer McGinnis how we do this. I usually vice grip it into this hand right here like that, take an over the top grip here.
Yep.
And I twist it against each other, just like this. Now, sometimes if we're lucky, if we're really lucky, and I'm not sure, this might need to get edited out, but if we're really lucky, we can take a half a deck and we can do the same thing. Here we go. Whew. Yes. That's a real deck of cards.
Better to you than me.
Oh, you got it.
Dang. Good job, man.
That's crazy.
Very well done, very well done.
And then it's important when you're with the police to pick up everything that you've just littered on the ground.
Good job, Mike. Good job. Very proud of you. Good job as always. All right, so what did you think about that?
That was impressive. I couldn't budge those cards one bit. I don't know how he does it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. Another crowd pleaser that we have is the steel horseshoe. Now, this horseshoe we take all over the world, and oftentimes when we're in front of big, huge crowds, somebody will inevitably say that it's fake.
Okay.
Say it's fake or it's trick or something like that. So what we like to do is call somebody up from the audience and give them a chance to bend the horseshoe. And we give them about 10 seconds, but we teach them the technique. Now you want to take, I use what's called a push-pull method. So push one end of the horseshoe away and pull the other one to the inside. and it opens it up. And then some guys, they take it and they brace it on the side here, and they do what's essentially like a tricep push down.
Okay.
So they grab it, and they grab it one end, and then they base that end onto their hip real tight so it won't move, and then just crank it all the way down.
Okay.
Now, we'll give you 10 seconds, and then Mike is going to give you a towel here.
All right.
That's a little bit painful. And but the reason why we're giving you 10 seconds is because during that time, if you do hear a popping sound, it's going to be the tricep dislocating from the bone, and that's a good time to stop.
Okay.
Good time to
I'll
stop.
try to stop well before that.
All right, you ready to go?
Now, would you recommend this on my leg or on the shoe?
We typically wrap it around the
shoe?
ends
Yep.
of the shoe, yeah.
Yep.
To protect your hands.
Yeah. Don't want to cut yourself.
That's where you're gonna feel bones moving.
Yep. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Come on.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, what do we got? What do we got?
I don't know. This could be
What we
pretty
got? What we
bad.
got?
It looks actually perfectly straight.
Hey, you know what? You took it from a U and turned it to a letter C, and that stands for champion.
That's
Good
not
job,
easy.
man. Woo. What do you think? Real horseshoe?
That's a real shoe.
Real shoe? All right. All right, well, in honor of the Wyoming PD, I'm gonna attempt to bend this from the shape of a U to the shape of an S. And depending on what happens,
We'll see.
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
Come on,
Hold on,
y'all.
let me make sure I ain't got nothing in my pocket. I did this before and I ended up destroying my credit card. I had it in my pocket and it was like messed up.
Come on, Yago. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Get it. Get it. Get it. Come on, Yago. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. He's got it started. Let's go. Come on, Yago. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, baby. Come on. Get it. There it is.
Woo!
There it is. Come on. Come on. Come on, Yago. Get it, baby. Come on.
All right. All right, let me see the towel.
Oh, baby. Come on. Here we go.
All right.
Next level. Here we
Next
go.
level, next level. It's
Next
all
level.
gravy.
Come on, Yago.
Ain't nothing but pain.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
All
There it
right.
is. Come on.
Ain't nothing but pain.
Come on.
Ain't nothing but pain.
Here we go. Come on. Come on.
All right. As we go.
Here we go. Come on, Yago.
Wrong side. I hate it when that happens. Hate it when that happens.
Come on, Yago. Come on. Come on. Get it. Finish it. Finish it. Come on. Come on. Bring it around. Bring it
Dang
around.
it.
Come on.
The same side went.
Come on. Come on, Yago. Come on. Come on. Y'all stay at the office. Come on, you got
This is
this.
the one I've been looking for.
I know.
It's like that movie 300. Dude is like, oh, somebody's down there. He's gonna do it. I found it. Finally found it.
Come on, Yago. You're almost there.
I got bad news for the shoe though,
Come on.
because I'm gonna win.
Here we go. Come on. Get it. Come on. Come on. Come on. If you can't finish it, I will. Come on. Here we go. Come on. There it is.
There we go. Well, Shad, thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. What'd you think of the beats and all that?
They were impressive. That's not easy to do. I'm shocked that you're able to do that, and the strength that takes is admirable. It's a lot of hard work to get to the point to be able to do something like that.
Well, I thank you, but honestly, I think it's a lot of hard work for what you guys do, and I really do appreciate you guys being willing to sit down with us, because all of the work that I've been doing with prison reentry has put me in a lot of situations where I get to meet a lot of awesome cops and see like that there's so much more than just running up on a scene to arrest somebody or something. And so like just getting to know some of the cops just kind of is what made me want to do this. So I mean, I guess we could start there. Like, who are you? Like, why'd you decide you wanted to be a cop? You know, what was it?
Well, I've always said that when I was younger, growing up, I always wanted to be a race car driver or a police officer. Well, I didn't come from from a rich family at all, so I never really got into the race car driving, but I was attracted to law enforcement. And it's kind of cliche, and everybody says that, you know, you want to help people, which is a big part of what we do. But, you know, I was also attracted to, you know, you're kind of your own boss out there. You're kind of in charge of what you do. You go to work every day, and it's not like going to a factory. You don't really know what the day is going to bring. I mean, you got an idea, but you don't really know what you're walking into. So I like the idea of kind of being out there on my own, being able to help people, and it not being monotonous, it not being the same thing every day you go to work. And so I just was attracted to it. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, it's kind of passed on down the generation from one family member to the next, but that's not the case with me. No one in my family was in law enforcement prior to me. I did have a cousin that went into the Indianapolis Police Department after I did. A real close cousin. He's like a brother to me. But yeah, it was mostly, you know, just being able to help people and being able to not know what you're stepping into each day you go to work.
I gotta imagine something like that keeps everything fresh and keeps it pretty interesting. So how long have you been doing this?
Almost 25 years.
25.
Yeah.
All right. And what would you say out of the 25 years is one of your most, like, either memorable accomplishments or moments?
I've had a few. I worked a rape case when I was a detective, and a gentleman had molested a lot of children in a trailer park, and ended up being quite an extensive case. And I worked it from the beginning to the end, and went through the trial and everything. And that gentleman ended up getting a lot of time, and he won't be hurting any more children going forward. And so that was very rewarding to me. When I was on patrol, I policed a murder scene where someone was basically beaten to death, kind of like a Grand Theft Auto type of scenario. And I was fortunate enough to find a suspect vehicle on that a couple of days after that happened, and took 3 murderers off the street on that case. So I would say if I had to pick a couple, those were my 2 favorite cases, so to speak.
Yeah, that's awesome, because I think about the families that you help in situations like that, because I was sharing with Officer Joe Trigg from GRPD about what made me kind of want to be a cop. And I remember one night I got robbed and beaten in the alley, and it was pretty brutal. And this cop came running, and everybody scattered. You know, once they heard his keys and saw his flashlight cutting through the night, you know, everybody just scattered. And I always like wanted to be like, think about that, like I wish I could meet that cop, you know, shake his hand and be like, dude, you know, you saved me that night, you know. So I just got to imagine the last 25 years, especially with those cases you just mentioned, you got quite a few families that'll say the same about you.
Yeah, well, we certainly do make a difference on an individual basis, you know, with individual families.
Mm-hmm. But have you been at this department for the whole 25 years?
Yep, this is the only place I've ever worked.
Okay. If you're not jumping from department to department, you probably get to know quite a few people in the neighborhood and stuff like that, wherever you're at, or?
Yep. Especially in my occupation, you know, the community services unit, part of what we do is we do a business meeting once a month with all the business leaders of the area. That they gather once a month. Any neighborhood watch type of things that go on. You know, we have some connections with that. UCOM, United Christian Outreach Ministry, we work with them, and pretty much any church that ask us to help out or be involved in any event that they have coming out, you know, we try to do that, or any block parties or anything like that. Anything that we can do to get out and get a positive message out about the police, make the community feel comfortable having us around, you know, that's what we strive for. And pretty fortunate, and I count my blessings to be doing this part of the job. Because I got to tell you, after 20 years of being a road cop, you know, let's face it, you deal with a lot of negatives in this line of work. Even if it's a traffic crash, a domestic disturbance, you deal with the police, you're pretty much almost always having a bad day.
Right.
And that's what's really nice about what I'm currently doing is I deal with a lot of people that aren't having bad days now. I get to do things like this. Okay. So I love what I do. So I'm real happy to be doing what I do now.
Well, tell me about the 70x7, what you guys do there.
So we got asked to come in to 70x7. It's kind of a re-entry program from prison. They work on some job skills, and they also do some ministry work, I believe. They asked us to come in and meet with each class for like an hour. Me and another coworker would go in, and we tell them about ourselves. We tell them about our background, and we give them the opportunity to do the same. And then after we do kind of an introduction, we take questions and we do questions and answers. And we always tell them, you know, nothing's off the table. You can ask any question that you want. All we ask is that, you know, we treat each other with respect, and that's always the case. And I'll tell you, it's one of the more favorite things that I get to do. In fact, I was just there a couple weeks ago, and there was a gentleman in there that had a saying that kind of stuck with me. And he was living in a reentry housing program, and he said he was talking to one of his roommates, and his roommate was telling him, "Oh man, I messed up. If I would have went out the back door, those cops would have never got me, and I would have got away with this." And he says, he goes, I leaned over that kid, and he goes, I said, you know, there ain't no right way to do wrong. And that really stuck with me, you know, because and that's not just crime related, you know, that's just living life. There ain't no right way to do wrong. And there's been a few sayings like that have popped up, and that's one of the reasons it's one of my favorite things to do, is because things like that happen.
I got to know a few of the guys from 70x7, and I know that they appreciate the time that the officers come in and spend with them, because you know, it gives them a different perspective, a second shot at life, you know, that kind of thing, and there's just a lot of good results coming from something like that. Is there like any kind of that, like if you were giving advice to somebody that was trying to put their life back together, or somebody that was probably, you know, on the verge of making a bad decision, or feel like they don't have any options, like what kind of things could somebody think about that they could reach out to for help, if it's not 70x7 or something like that?
Well, you could certainly, you know, reach out to, you know, people that are doing things the right way. You know, for the most part, everybody knows who's doing things the wrong way and who's doing things the right way. You know, I recommend, if you're having problems, generally you're running with people that are also having problems.
Yeah.
And I would recommend not hanging with those type of people. And, you know, if faith is important, you know, reach out and go to your local church and reach out to those people, or, you know, find something with somebody that you have in common that is doing things the right way, and hang with them, and lean on the people when you need to lean on them.
No, I was talking to a young man a couple days ago. He's coming into like an addiction recovery program, and kind of helping him with that, and I was you know, giving him some advice, but you know, here I am, I'm in my 40s and he's in his 20s, and he was like saying, yeah, it's some good advice, but he was like, yeah, but you know, guys usually my age probably won't listen to guys your age and this and that, and then I let him say that a couple times until I told him, I was like, well, you know something, I was like, when I was going to the gym, the last person I'm getting advice from is somebody just as skinny as me. I'm going to the big dog, and I'm like, how'd you do that?
Yep.
So I said, my advice would be, find somebody that has the results you want, and then learn from them.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, but that involves like having like some viable options that are easily accessible, because you know, my background, I didn't have that in my neighborhood, so it was kind of like, I was lucky. My thing was drawing, so I did a lot of drawing, and otherwise the friends that I had wasn't doing anything productive, so it was just like, you know, when people were like, oh man, just, you know, find better friends or find something better to do. I'm not good at sports, so that, I know I look like I probably am, but I'm not. I was not good at basketball, football, any of that stuff. So it's kind of tough to like look or find those kind of options, something constructive to do with my time. And I kind of would like to see more of that kind of stuff with I don't know, this is a little tangent, but we got some programs where people are trying to get some stuff going in the inner city and like rec centers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that happen too.
Yeah.
I don't know what the holdup is on that stuff. You know, it used to be a lot more common. We had a rec center where I grew up, and you know, I'd go there and play basketball 1 or 2 nights a week, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
You know.
Who's the human behind the badge?
Well, my story is, you know, we're people. We are people just like everywhere else. You know, I'm a father. I have 2 twin boys. I have a wife at home. It hasn't always been easy. You know, we struggle just like everybody else struggles. There were times, you know, this job takes a toll on you. We deal and we see a lot of negative things, and I'm not crying here. This job's been very, very good to me. It's been provided for my family. But I've seen a lot of negative things, you know, in my 25 years, and I wasn't always the best father that I could have been. You know, I realize looking back now, I made some mistakes. Wasn't the best husband I could have ever been. And I think a lot of it is like, when you wear this badge, you got to be professional all the time. And so I was, but then when you step away and you go home, that you kind of decompress. And I would go home and I would shut the door to my bedroom and I'd chill for a half hour, 45 minutes, and just kind of wanted some peace and quiet and some time to relax. Yeah. And it took me a while to realize, you know, that ain't fair to my family. And so instead of pushing them away, you know, I learned that I needed to bring them in, and I needed to share with them, you know, what I'm feeling, be more open with what I'm feeling. So I'm fortunate, you know, a lot of police officers, they don't realize that in time, and they end up getting a divorce. I'm still with my wife, but I mean, I guess if I could do anything about meeting the human beyond the badge, is realize we're human. You know, we got bills to pay. We got fights at home. We got kids that are misbehaving. We're just like y'all. And that's the one thing I hope to get out there is, you know, just realize that when you're dealing with a police officer, he may be having a bad day too. And we do our best to be professional at all times. And we never, you know, I certainly never take it out on the public, but, you know, we're certainly not always as chipper as what we like to be. But just realize that we're human too.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's been something that you kind of hit on. It's been like a real thing. I mean, obviously it's a real thing. I'm married too. I got 3 kids, and but doing these videos with cops, meeting so many cops, there's a heavy toll on the family. That I'm seeing that as a pretty common theme. And a heavy toll on the mind, just seeing so many things like throughout the day, and then have to go to the next call and this and that. And, you know, like, yeah, heart goes out for you for stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Like I said, I do my best, but I appreciate that.
Are there any other kind of programs that Wyoming PD is involved in?
So another thing that my unit does that I'm really excited to do and I love to do is we do what's called Crazed Presentations, and that's basically civilian response to active shooter events.
Oh wow, what's that?
So basically, if you're in a church or you're in the mall or you're in a restaurant and someone comes in the door and they start shooting the place up and shooting people, it gives you some pointers on to how to survive an event like that. It used to be run, hide, fight, where it was kind of the moniker, but now it is avoid, deny, and defend. So basically, you know, we do this training. It takes 45 minutes to an hour, and we do it pretty much to any business or social group that wants it. We've done numerous ones at Marge's Donut Den, where she put it out on the billboard out on 28th Street and said, the public's welcome to come on in and have this training. So the purpose of the training isn't to scare people or to have them, you know, just constantly on the lookout. It's just to make them more aware. And you know, I'm trained, or the police officers are trained to respond to things like that. And how I respond when I'm at work and how I respond when I got my 2 kids under my arms are going to be completely different. But mentally, I'm prepared for that more so than the general public would be. So the whole idea of the training is to just get people thinking about things so they don't just freeze and die. Because it's a sad affair that we've gotten to this point in the country, but these things are happening. Yeah. And generally speaking, once a person gets to the point that they're going to go to a supermarket and start shooting as many people as they can, that's their goal. They're not going to stop until they've shot as many people as they can. So this training is to get people to avoid that, to get into a mindset that if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best to avoid it. I'm going to do my best to barricade myself in a room, to buy time until the police get there. And if those things don't work, then I'm going to do my best to fight and stay alive and go home to my family. So it's just kind of preparing them for a mindset, and the feedback that we get from the program has just been amazing. The public really, really enjoys it. So it's quite rewarding to go out and do that as well. That's one of the more favorite things that I get to do. Occasionally we get to play beanbag baseball with the seniors at the senior center. COVID kind of put the squash on that for a while, but I'm hoping that starts up again, and that's a lot of fun too. So, but pretty much any event that we can do that's out there, you know, I'm open to trying to be there if at all possible. So I always encourage people to ask, just reach out and ask, and if we can do it, we will.
Well, Officer Shad, I want to personally thank you and the Wyoming PD for doing this with us. I've had a whole lot of fun, but more than that, I feel like I got to know you a little bit better, and you know, I appreciate what you do. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate why you guys are doing it. I appreciate all the extra stuff that you're doing as far as like with 70x7 and those programs to help engage with the community and making yourselves available. So, yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the offer to sit down and get to know you and do this. I respect what you do, and I hope you're making as big a difference out there as what I'm trying to make. And
well, we can do it together.
Anytime.
All right.